So, what disability does your child have?
He is 19 years old with a diagnosis of on the spectrum of autism with bipolar and dysgraphia.
Was it hard to accept, and what measures had to be taken?
I believe it was in pre-K where the teachers first brought my attention to the differences between Wyatt and his classmates. And then as we continued to start to elementary school, I began to see more of it. So it wasn't necessarily hard to take. What was difficult was to find out how you get your child evaluated and what steps do you need to do to assure that they will get the education that they need.
What is something you think educators should be aware of?
The IEP. I feel all too often teachers don't read the IEP. Maybe they don't understand it. But if they would better understand how to teach your child and what's required of them by law because it's a legal document. So if I have modifications there for my child, they're there for a reason. And I want them to read it, not have me draw their attention to it, but read it themselves and then come up with ways working with the special education teacher to solve the problems or modify the material so that he still gets it, but in a way that he understands.
And then, what are some strategies you use to calm Wyatt down?
When he was really young, he had a little bit of sensory issues, so I used to actually brush his skin. With a brush, I would take a brush and brush his skin, and that really helped with that problem. As he got older, I found that giving him a break, taking breaks, talking through things, and coming up with strategies so that when you do get frustrated, when you do feel like I just can't do it, rather than shutting down, come up with strategies so that you continue to work, ask questions. It's okay if you don't understand. So most of it, that's really what I would do to get him to calm down, to stop worrying or spinning out of control, because sometimes it's just frustration at not understanding the material or feeling like they can't accomplish the goal. And so then their behavior changes, they act out or they have a fit or a meltdown. And in order to get back on track, you have to think about what's your goal? What is our goal?
And then, what are some social, emotional, or behavior challenges you faced?
No friends. That's probably the hardest one. It's painful for a parent to watch their child not have a large group of friends, but so often is the case with some of these children. They just don't. They have awkward social moments. They don't really know how to interact. Children think they act weird. So it's difficult. It's difficult to find parents of other children who, especially when they're young, will say, sure, have him come over to my house, even though he's a handful. So I think that that's probably the most challenging thing is them making friends and watching that.